Hello everyone, so now we're going to present our assignment about Lean versus Scrum software development. My name is Olivia Parisa with my other two friends Asla Aditya and Safia Feby.
Okay, first I will explain about the definition of Lean. Lean software development is an agile framework which focuses on optimizing development time and results, eliminating waste, and ultimately delivering only what the product needs. And in the Lean, team release a bare minimum version of its product to the market, learns from users what they like and don't like, and what to be added, and then iterates based on the feedback, or it can be said if Lean is promotes maximizing customer value while minimizing waste. The aim is to create more value for the customer by using fewer resources. There are three types of waste, also known as the three M's. First, mudah. Mudah is getting rid of activity of process that doesn't add value. And the second is murah. Murah will make everything flows evenly by eliminating overhead variance in the workflow process at the scheduling and operation level. And the last is muri. Muri is removing overload so that nothing slows down. It refers to managers and business owners imposing unnecessary stress on their employees and process due to things such as poor organization, unclear ways of working, and using incorrect tools.
So there are 5 Lean processes. The first is specify value, which is identify the value from the customer's perspective and express the value in terms of a specific product or services. So it's the main purpose. It reflects the actual value for the customer. The product or service that we produce, in this case such as software, must have some kind of contribution to this purpose. And the second process is map the value stream, which is line up the steps of the value stream. This includes all activity that add value and not add value to create the best way. In order to create the product, we need to define all stages of production from end to end. In this case, we're going to develop a software, so the steps could be like first communicating with the users about what they need, and the second is decide the plan of what is the feature and maybe in what version, and then build all the features that already planned before, and then we ask feedback from the user and etc. After we get the value stream, we can identify the waste and eliminate it so that we have the optimized process. In mapping value stream, we only define the steps not implemented, so we just have to line it up. And the third process is establish flow, which is implementing and conduct the value stream. So after mapping the value stream, we implement them. And in the implementation involve team collaboration. And in software development, it is such as product owner with the designer and the developer or programmer. And the fourth process is implement full, which is make feature that only on customer demands. It means that we don't need to make such a forecast additional feature because users may not need that feature and it would wasting time and resources that actually we can use to improve the actual feature that has been requested. And the last process is work to perfection, which is the complete elimination of waste so all activity create value for the customer by continuous improvement project. It means we have to continuously work towards optimizing the software development process. We have to keep pursuits for an optimized production flow, and all employees must be empowered and involved in implementing Lean. So these are the benefit and disadvantage of Lean. The first benefit is elimination of superflows or wasteful activity. The wasteful activity in this case is such as overprocessing, transportation, and overproduction. The example of overprocessing is like using unnecessary complex algorithm to solve just a simple problems. And the example of transportation is like switching between tasks too often or countless interruption from colleagues. And the example of overproduction is like producing feature that nobody is going to use. And the second benefit is boost employees' morale, which is Lean empowers the development team in the decision-making process, so it's improving motivation to do the best job possible.
And the next is disadvantages of Lean. First is heavily team dependent, means that you'd better have assembled an excellent team with a high skill level. Since the overall development team has so much responsibility spread over a number of smaller sub-teams, it can be relatively easy to lose focus. And second is the temptation to overstructure, which means everything might not need an overhaul. This is the challenge for product owner is to determine what needs to be incorporated into lean management and what doesn't. Okay, we move to the Scrum. I will explain about the definition of Scrum. Scrum is a software product development strategy, also agile framework that organizes software developers as a team to reach a common goal and used to implement the ideas behind agile project management. The aims to develop, deliver, and sustain complex products through collaboration, accountability, and iterative progress. It also encourages collaborative decision-making and constructive feedback so that a higher quality product can be delivered efficiently. What distinguishes Scrum for the other agile project management methodology is how it operates by using certain roles, events, and artifacts. And there are Scrum team's roles. First is product owner. Product owner is product expert who represents the stakeholders and is the voice of the customer. And second is the development of team, which means the group of professionals who deliver the product, such as the developers, programmers, and designers. And the last is Scrum Master. Scrum Master is organized servant leader who ensures the understanding and execution of Scrum is followed. And the 5 values of Scrum are commitment, courage, focus, openness, and respect.
Scrum process. Scrum process start with product backlog. Product backlog is managed by the product owner. It's where all the requirements needed for a viable product are listed in order of priority. Includes features, functions, requirements, enhancement, and fixes that authorize any changes to be made to the product in future release. Second, sprint planning. Sprint planning is where the entire Scrum team get together at the beginning of every sprint to plan the upcoming sprint. Third, sprint backlog. Sprint backlog is a list of the tasks and requirements that need to be accomplished during the next sprint, sometimes accompanied by a Scrum task board, which is used to visualize the progress of the task in the current sprint and any changes that are made in a to-do, doing, and done format. Fourth is sprint. Sprint is iterative time boxes in which a goal is accomplished. Time frame doesn't exceed one calendar month and are consistent throughout the development process. Then daily Scrum. Daily Scrum is 15-minute time box meeting held at the same time every day of the sprint, where the previous day's achievements are discussed as well as the expectation for the following one. Sprint review is an informal meeting held at the end of every sprint where the Scrum team present their increment to the stakeholders and discuss the feedback. The last is sprint retrospective is reflect on the proceedings and improve for the next sprint.
Okay. Next is benefit and disadvantages of Scrum. First, benefit of Scrum is lower cost. Can lower the cost of project in several ways, such as significantly reduce overhead resulting from reducing unnecessary documentation and control requirements, higher productivity of the project team, reduce feature bloat from using an incremental development effort and prioritizing the requirements. Using Scrum, it will become apparent when the project begins to reach a point of diminishing returns where the incremental value of the feature no longer exceeds the incremental development cost. And next is quickly. Why quickly? Because the product owner is part of the Scrum team, requirements can be delivered as they are needed. And because Scrum delivers it, not immediately deliver a lot of product backlog, Scrum deliver it to several product backlog. But sprint are fast, so Scrum got the result quickly even to a little, and make the process shortens the time to market by about 30% to 40%.
Then the disadvantages of Scrum. First is organizational transformation. An agile or Scrum approach may also require some level of organizational transformation to make it successful. It requires the business users to work collaboratively with the development team in a spirit of trust and partnership. That may require breaking down some organizational barriers that make that difficult or impossible to do. Second is scalability. It can be difficult to scale an agile or Scrum approach to large, complex projects. There are some models for doing that. The example is Scrum of Scrums, Less, and Safeguard. But none of those are the solutions that are easy to implement.
So this is the key differences between Lean and Scrum. So the Lean goals is reducing waste in their process, such as reducing switching between tasks too often or producing unnecessary feature. And for the Scrum goals is user-centered product. So Scrum emphasizes on designing the software around how the user can, want, or need to use it, rather than seeking to change the user's behavior around how the software works. And then the lean timeline is continuous improvement, which seeks to improve every process in the project by focusing on enhancing the activity that generate the most value for the customer while removing as many waste activities as possible. And then the Scrum timeline is sprint driven. So in Scrum, a Scrum sprint is a short period of time when the Scrum team works, but there is no hard rules as to how long that should be, but it between 1 until 4 weeks. Scrum use sprint to have a small batch size because when the batch size is small, you can get faster feedback and dynamically manage your risk. And then the outcome of Lean are improving process output or reducing cost. And the output of Scrum is working product increment. Increment here means the sum of all the product backlog items that is completed during a sprint and the value of the increment of all previous sprint. It attaches importance to the physical delivery, which is the software be delivered upon the specific delivery date. And then the last is origin. So Lean stemmed from the Japanese manufacturing industry. And then for the Scrum origins, so Scrum was also born out of the manufacturing in 1986, but subsequently extended by the software development industry as an agile methodology to counter established waterfall-style project management process. And these are the references that we use. And that is all from our team, and thank you.
Thank you.